the alumni list for this game is kind of absurd. I went and did my research, I saw the names like, Ezekiel Elliott, Odell Beckham Jr., Andrew Luck, DeMarco Murray, all like just this insane list of players.
I'm gonna try to get you over here to my wall.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, just absurd. So
I'm gonna get up and just give you some names. You always hold that thought right there, right? These are just like recent names, right? Stephon Diggs, Najee Harris, Trevor Lawrence, James Cook, Keenan Allen, Ezekiel Elliott, Patrick Surtain, probably the best defensive back, DK Metcalf, Andrew Thomas, left tackle for the Giants, Tua, Kyle Hamilton, the safety from Baltimore, Amon St. Brown, who, God, man, can you believe this guy lasted the 4th round? How crazy was that? Garrett Wilson. And, then you go on, Jalen Ramsey, Mark Andrews. And then you look at the history down the street, Ted Ginn Jr., Tim Tebow, Adrian Peterson, Reggie Bush, Sammy Watkins, Andrew Luck, and stuff. So, yeah, it's been a lot come through the game. And we're proud of that. We're proud of that alumni history.
Yeah, so my question with that is, that says a lot about the effectiveness of the scouting department. So can you speak a little bit about what you think has led to that success?
I think it's getting, good people on. That's a great question, because in this business, you get hit up like, hey, take this kid, do me a favor, take this kid and stuff. And sometimes you got to be brutally honest with the coach, with the parent, with the handler and everything. And you can't just take every kid. And I'll be honest with you. Some of my people have been offered money for a spot, particularly when before NIL came, and going from a 4-star and coming down to San Antonio and getting your 5th star, which you guys know how many 5 stars there is, right?
I don't know.
Each recruiting cycle, how many 5 stars there are. Matt, putting you on the spot.
I believe that number is no more than 10.
32. Do you know why what else is 32?
The first round.
Only 32 5 stars per year. It doesn't matter which service, whether it's Rivals, On3, 247, ESPN. There's only 32 5 stars given out a year. So a lot of times what guys were doing in the previous years, if you could come down and bump yourself from a 4-star to a 5-star, now what's it doing? We had a quarterback come last year. He was a 3-star. We saw something in him out of Houston. His name was Keyshawn Henderson. He was committed to Houston. They have a big booster there by the name of Tillman Fertitta. So he came to the game last year, put on a show, won MVP. His NIL money went from $500,000 to close to $6 million for Houston to hold on to him. So back to what, we get offered, stuff. Hey, we'll get you this kid. If you'll take my 3-star, we'll get you the 4-star and stuff. And sometimes you got to say, hey, is a juice worth the squeeze? And everything. And, you got to do the best you can do of saying, where is this guy going to be at in 3 or 4 years? Then you got to combo up, Ryan. Is this guy going to embarrass me down here? Is he going to have girls up in the hotel room that he, called escorts? And now they got money. The first day I was like, man, this is different. I used to go to lunch and, the bill would be $25 and I'd pull out $12.50 and make the player pull out $12.50 because, that was his share of the bill. I went to lunch 2.5 years ago with Julian Lewis, the quarterback at Colorado. He pulled up in a Lamborghini. You're buying lunch, Julian. I'm not, you're buying lunch. I'm not pulling out my $12.50 anymore. So it's, the NIL's changed. And it's, I'm not going to get into whether it's for the good of game or anything like that. I believe that, I raised Sony Michel and Nick Chubb, and I had to take them meal money up to Georgia at times because they didn't have anything. Trevor Lawrence, I was with Trevor one time. This is a great story. I was with Trevor one time in the bookstore his freshman year. He had on a pair of hush puppies that looked like his toe was going to hang out of them. And we were in the bookstore, and there was a lady in front of us buying every one of his jerseys. She bought a white one, an orange one, and a purple one. Authentic jersey, lettered up, everything for, I think they were $220 a piece. And this guy didn't have $20 in his pocket his freshman year. Can you imagine what Trevor Lawrence would be worth coming out of high school right now? Going to Clemson?
No.
I mean,
no,
it'd be 6 to 8 million. What Faison Brandon's getting, what Ryder Lyons is getting, what Jared Curtis is going to get, what these good quarterbacks are getting. And that's how quick it changed. I mean, Trevor wasn't there very long ago. I mean, So anyway, long story short is, we try to do good. We get judged by our superiors at NBC on, hey, how many of these guys get their name called on draft night 3 to 4 years ago? I think I stopped and talked to you about Amon St. Brown. He was the most freaky receiver I'd seen out of all these guys. DK Metcalf, Odell Beckham, anybody I'd had down there, nobody could cover Amon-Ra. And I'm like, okay, he goes to USC. And at the time they were a little bit down and, he wasn't showcased at all, but still the talent was there. And he first round, second round, third round, fourth round. I'm like, man, somebody's going to get a steal here. You see, he may be the best receiver in the league right now.
Yeah.
So I just had a brief follow question. You mentioned you only get 32 5-stars. How does that happen? Do you have like a meeting? Is there like a process? How does your group work with other agencies to award that 5th star to those 32 people?
Well, I'm not in the rankings business. I leave that up to the guys at 247, Rivals, used to be Scout, ESPN, Craig Hobart and Billy Tucker do a great job of that. Generally speaking, what they'll do, Matt, they'll be at 10 5-stars going into that guy's senior year. And then they kind of let it battle out, probably increase to 15 during the season. And then after the 2 big All-American showcases, whether it's the Under Armour game or our game, then they'll have a final rankings. And that's when they'll say, okay, we've got 17 5-stars left, picking out from these 400 4-stars or these 3,000 3-stars. Because I've seen a Jordan Hall got a bump from 3-star, the defensive tackle from Georgia, got a bump from 3-star, went out and had a monster performance in the All-American game, great senior season. He was a 5-star by the end of the cycle, which helped add a 0 to his NIL deal. But I leave it up to those guys, and they're pretty good at what they do. They get a lot of, but when they miss, everybody, these rankings and stars don't mean anything. But you go back and look at the Myles Garrett was a 5-star, number 1 overall player in the country, pick number 1. He's been in the league for what now, 8, 9, 10 years, and they're pretty good. These guys are pretty good.